Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Listen carefully. There are no more police officers involved when they are dealing with men and women. Police officers control, the word police officers control corporations, companies, and etc. They do not have any control over you. Constables is what they are. Police constables, peacekeepers. Their purpose is to make sure the corporations do not trespass upon your personal self and your private property. I use the word personal insofar as a man and a woman. Personal, of course, means persona. Now, if the police, this is the second scenario, if the police is trying to enforce, say, a tow truck or a parking ticket on you through one of those public servants that pretend that they have power, like parking tickets, like so-called debt collectors, so-called, installation of smart meters, then what is happening is that they have listed your home not as a dwelling or as a home, but as a commercial unit. As a commercial unit. And what the police officer is doing is that they are treating your house and yourself as a registered corporation, because all companies have to put a meter in for commercial purposes. They are not supposed to be, when I use the word supposed to be, they are not for men and women. So in this instance, whether it's a debt collector or whoever it is, you just simply say, there is no such thing as that paperwork in here, in my home. You are trespassing on my private property. And at that stage, you tell them to get out. If they do not get out, you have the ability, under my authorization, to pick them up by their arm and move them out there with force if need be. But it has to be controlled, not kicking and shouting, removing them. And if the police try to interfere, you tell them that you have always been a constable and you're not here as a police officer, and you're here to protect me from a corporation. If you are not doing that, then I know that you have abdicated your oath of office and your oath of duty, and you are here as a privateer trying to enforce these public notices are for commercial reasons. At that point, you can also put that police officer under arrest for abdicating his oath, as well as being a privateer. And he or she becomes 100% liable in their private capacity. You are duty bound to expel these people from your private property. Okay? So, did you know the council tax, the property tax, is a commercial tax? And I've banned it all over the world. It's going to go global, including inheritance tax, including all taxes of its kind. They've been replaced with what they call a consumer levy on commercial and luxury items. Do you understand what I'm telling you? So if a sheriff turns up, you tell him what it is, that he's acting in his private capacity, is 100% liable. You have the ability to pick him up by his arm and throw that piece of shit outside of your house, because he is not there as a sheriff for the protection of the people. You pay him and he wants to rape you. That's the reversing of the table. Anybody trying to install a smart meter, you have my authorization to pick them up by the collar and throw them out. If the police intervene, you tell them you're constables And if you try to do anything else, I'll put you under arrest for abdicating your oath. Because I know you are here as a privateer. You want to call my bluff on this, you piece of shit? You want to call my bluff? That's how you need to conduct yourself in this corona period. You can never be a slave because you have your corona. Do you think Janine is here with me today? Do you think I've explained it well enough for them to understand what I'm talking about?
I think you've explained it beautifully, Mark. And if they don't, they need more than an explanation. We have a beautiful video where we've executed your wording and, you know, the correct way to treat a constable and talk to a constable. We've executed it at my own property because we had them turn up over a car fine, or maybe one of the solicitors that are not happy that I've not paid their debt. They've turned up at my house and Dean executed it beautifully in his authority, and they had nowhere to go but to leave, Mark. They left with their towels in between their legs. They literally couldn't get out there fast enough. When the bailiffs realised the police coming didn't back them, and that they couldn't back them because he stood in authority and he had them under every single oath that they meant to stand under, they had no choice but to leave, Mark. So everything you're saying is 100% factual, and it works as long as you stand in your authority. And if they need any extra proof, you know, the videos, it's gone viral, Mark. It's gone viral because no one's executed it that well, where they literally said, "Thank you, sir, no problem, sir, we will go now, sir." It was unbelievable, literally, to the point it's gone viral because people couldn't believe it.
Yeah. So it's reached escape velocity.
Yes.
Because it's got no viruses on it, presumably.
No.
So it's not a virus.
No virus.
So
yeah.
I know I don't want to end it with a giggle, but I'm just being very accurate with the words. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is what you have to do. That's always you had that ability. It's the toxification of the language is so effective. I've reversed all of it, albeit David Way Miller reversed it, passed it on to me, and I'm doing this. And what I'm sharing with you is only perhaps a few % of my knowledge. I actually do not know how far all of this is going to go. But I do know that I have to purge these freaks from my world. It's my world. If it's not mine, whose is it? If you're not in control of it, then it's not yours. And this is my tithing. Yeah, this is my tithing. Thank you very much for listening to us, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Mark.